Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today it's all about pizza, but not the type of pizza you're thinking of. This is a very, very unique pizza using asparagus. So we're going to be making a lemon asparagus ricotta pizza. And it's got 3 cheeses and it is gorgeous. It's got a green sauce, the asparagus sauce, and I've even incorporated some lemon in there. It is so flavorful and delicious. You won't even remember what a red sauce pizza looks like. It's amazing. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to click that notification button. I want you to become a subscriber. I don't want you to miss any of my tips or videos because they're awesome, if I do say so myself. And I like having you with me in my kitchen. I feel like I'm baking with a friend. So, pizza. This is the most incredible pizza. So, lemon asparagus, we have to make our sauce. We can't just go out and get a jarred sauce. And I'm not making the pizza dough for you today. I am actually going to give you a link for one of my pizzas where you just make the dough. Now, once you get the dough made, this is a dough for one 14-ounce pizza, all right? You're going to just push it in. And if it was frozen and you have frozen one of your pizzas, and I do that all the time, leave it in the refrigerator completely covered and then take it out when you're ready to let it sort of rise and warm up a little bit for about an hour. And then you're going to press it in here after it's come to room temperature for about an hour. So we're going to put this over here. That is our canvas. And we're going to dress our canvas with a beautiful sauce. So the first thing I do is I buy one bunch of asparagus. They're usually about a pound. If they're a little over, it doesn't matter. It's okay. And I cut the woody ends off the asparagus completely, just cut them off. And if you don't know what part is the woody end, go to the end and just break a stalk off. Wherever it breaks at the end, that's the woody part that you want to get rid of. Sometimes I cut a little bit more above it. And then you're going to cut 1-inch pieces of the stem, and then you're going to save the tips, because we are going to roast them in a little olive oil because they're going to garnish the top of our pizza because they're awesome. And the stems we're going to cook for about 8 minutes in boiling water, all right? So this is about 1 inch. And I've cooked them about 8 minutes and put them into an ice water bath, which I used my measuring cup for the ice water bath. There was ice in here, believe it or not, and it sort of melted. So now I just have my tips, and I'm just going to strain them because, you know, the tips are the most beautiful, I think, part of the asparagus. So we're just going to use the tips for our sauce, the tips for our garnish, but the stems are going to be the sauce. You are the sauce, all right? So you see that? 8 minutes in boiling water in like half full saucepan, whether it's a medium saucepan, small saucepan, and you're going to come over and put it into food processor, okay? And you do not need this liquid. Although the cooking liquid has a lot of vitamins, I have saved 1/4 cup of cooking liquid right here because that is going to thin down the sauce if it gets a little thick. We want a thicker sauce because we want it spreadable, but we don't want it oozing over the edge of the pizza. So here I have my stems. They've been cooked. They're nice and soft and ready to be pureed. I zested 1 lemon, so I'm putting that in there. And the one thing I did not tell you is when I made the stems, I preheated my oven to about 400 degrees, and I sort of coated them in a little olive oil. And I didn't give you I just said drizzle. I didn't give you an exact amount. And then put maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of salt on them, just sort of sprinkle a little salt on them, and then sort of zhuzh them around with your hands. Put them in the oven for about 10 minutes till they get sort of crispy on the edges because they're not going to get fully cooked in the pizza oven, which is 500 degrees. But they will get beautifully roasted and almost caramelized in the oven at the 400-degree temperature. So we have our lemon zest, we have our stems, 2 tablespoons of really fine olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons. All right. If you want to use another type of oil, go ahead. Nothing's going to happen if you do that. Now I'm going to take 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to leave some extra in my little bowl, just in case to taste. Some people like it a little bit, a little bit saltier. Some people like it less salty. Now, for those of you that like a little heat, I don't, so I'm not going to put it in now. Red pepper flakes. All right, so I have about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon, half a teaspoon. If you want your, pizza a little hotter, blast it on. That's fine with me. All right. Now, I'm going to put this in here. I'm leaving my 1/4 cup of cooking liquid on the side, and I'm just going to blast it. And you can see it's a pretty thick sauce. And yes, it's green. It's a green sauce. I mean, I don't know, spring and summer always makes me think of, green grass and summertime. So you're going to see if you need that cooking liquid. If you don't need it, don't put it in. And you know what? I don't know if I need it. I really don't know. It looks like it's something that is spreadable. All right. Now I'm going to try it. Make sure you try your sauce. With a little spoon, try it. If it doesn't have a lot of taste, add a little more salt. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. And remember, the cheeses that we're going to add naturally have salt in them. All right, so cooking liquid, we don't need you. Some people save the cooking liquid when they make their vegetables. They actually save it for soups and things like that because it adds nutrition. All right, so I'm going to take my sauce and I'm going to take out the blade very carefully. So we really don't want a red and green sauce. I'm going to shake that off and just put it in a little bowl. All right, and then we'll be ready to go. This is the hardest part of the recipe, making this particular sauce, but it's so good. It's not hard. It's not hard at all, but it's something that you can do in the blender, you can do in the food processor, and this is delicious, even on pasta. So beautiful, beautiful. Just going to get all the good stuff out. If you want to put anything in here, you want to add some garlic. I find the garlic is a little harsh for this delicate asparagus pizza. So you do you. You do you. All right. So I'm going to grab a big spoon now. And we are ready to make our pizza. So I have preheated my oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. You want the lowest rack. You don't need a pizza stone. If you would like one, go for it. If you want to put this on the grill, you can do it as well. And this is my pressed out pizza that is ready to go. And I'm adding chicken to mine. Okay, so this is 2 chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I have roasted at another time. I usually keep some chicken thighs individually wrapped in my freezer just in case. So I have cubed those, and we can put those on because it really goes nice with the asparagus and the lemon. But if you don't want to use chicken, you can use sausage. You can use anything you want. If you do use a ground meat or like a sausage that is really, really uncooked, you're going to have to cook it first because it's not going to get enough cooking on the pizza while that's cooking because it won't go all the way through the meat. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is do my sauce. So we're going to just add, we might add most of this. Let's see, spread it out. You really want to spread it out all the way to the edges. Leave a little bit for a little rim. You can see my pizza's getting bubbly. I have some wonderful pizza recipes, so just get one of mine, and I'll put a link on the recipe. I'm going to use the whole thing because I do think we're going to need it. Now, depending on how much you let your pizza rest, sometimes it might shrink. So if it does shrink because it's got a little gluten going because you've been working it, just let it sit. Let it just chill out for about 10 minutes and then try again. Let the gluten rest a little bit before you can press it out. And don't overhandle your dough because that's what makes it shrink. And I want a fully 14-inch, mine's shrunk a teeny tad, but most of it is basically 14 inches there. All right, so now the first thing I'm gonna do, ricotta. Some people say ricotta, and I'm not Italian, so I'm gonna say ricotta. So this is 1 cup of whole milk ricotta cheese. Don't skim, don't do part skim, because this is it's so lovely on here. And I'm gonna use my hands, excuse me. And I'm just gonna take 1 cup, and I'm just gonna plop little blobs. How's that for a cooking term? I'm just gonna plop little blobs all over my pizza, all over the pizza. Remember, this is our first cheese. We have 2 more. Ooh la la, all right? And if you wanna use less ricotta, sometimes ricotta, you know, it's polarizing. Some people don't like it. I never thought I really liked it. I don't like it in cheesecake. I'm a cream cheese gal when I make my cheesecakes, but in this, oh, so good. Such a great alternative. If you're having a pizza party, make this as one of your pizzas because your guests will love it. So just even get it on the edges. And it's not something that's gonna really melt, but it's actually gonna add a lot of flavor. Just dollop. Dollop is a better word than just plop, right? All right, so we got that. All right, so that's our 1 cup. And now I have 8 ounces of basically, this is a whole milk mozzarella, not the shredded type. This was, you can either get a ball of it or you can get it like sliced, and it comes in slices. And then I just shredded it. I actually took it and just shredded it into little half-inch pieces or 1-inch pieces. And this is 8 ounces. So if it comes in a 16-ounce package, I just do half of it. And I'm just gonna scatter that, scatter. And it does take your oven a while to preheat to 500, so make sure you give yourself about 20, 25 minutes to preheat it. Some ovens, you know, go a little hotter, go as hot as you can go. But again, this is a delicate pizza. This is asparagus. Needs to be treated right, you know. I don't know. But I usually do it. This one's 500 really works nicely. I don't want to over singe it. Usually my red pizza sauce pizzas, I usually do at 550. My oven will go to 550. And I never knew that. So put your oven to the test and try 550. And if it doesn't go anywhere or the oven like yells at you like mine does, then you'll know it doesn't go that high. That's okay. We can do it without. All right, now my last cheese is Parmesan. Parmesan Reggiano shredded, half a cup. I'm not putting it on yet because I want to flavor my chicken, even though I put some garlic pepper and onion pepper on it before I roasted it and then cubed it. But I just want to put the Parmesan on top of the chicken to give it a little more flavor. So I got my 2 chicken thighs. And this is you know, when you talk about toppings, this is a nicely topped pizza. You can't say, oh, there's not enough toppings on here. There's enough toppings on here. This is like 1 slice and you are good. I mean, if you got your hungry people and they want a couple slices, I guarantee they won't want any more because it's so good. It's so good. It is yum, 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 okay? Again, you can use cooked sausage or pepperoni, whatever you want, but I think asparagus needs something a little more delicate. Half a cup of parm. All right, we're just gonna go all the way around. And then we are going to put on our star of the show, the asparagus tips. The tips. I look like the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. So I'm just gonna put the tips on. And I usually save maybe, you know, not just the exact tip, but go down a little bit more so you have like 1 inch down. So just something substantial and just sort of throw them around so they look nice. You can see how it's looking. It's looking really pretty. And then we're going to give it a last drizzle of olive oil. And I don't measure that. I just put some in a cup and drizzle with a little spoon. Just do what you want to do. If you wanted to do olives in this, you could. It's too strong a flavor, in my opinion, for this beautiful pizza. But now I just have a little unmeasured little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just going to drizzle. Just drizzle a few tablespoons, maybe a few more, you know, just around the edges too. It'll help the pizza get nice and crispy and brown. Yum, yum, yum. And this is going to go into the oven only for about 10 to 15 minutes. You want to see the crust is going to be brown. The cheese is going to be bubbly. The mozzarella is going to bubble. And everything is going to look sort of brown, golden brown. That's when you know it's time to take it out. And then you shred some basil, fresh basil, roll it up, take some leaves, roll it up, and then cut it. And that's called chiffonade. So it's slivered when you put it on top. Or you can just take the leaves and just rip them and put them on top. And then serve this baby right away when it's hot. So I'm going to put this in my 500-degree oven, 500-degree Fahrenheit oven, for 10 to 15 minutes or until it gets nice and golden brown. And I will see you when it comes out. So my lemon asparagus ricotta pizza just came out of the oven. It's piping hot, and I'm about to sprinkle some chiffonaded fresh basil over it. And you can see the cheeses. The ricotta is gorgeous. And remember, it's fresh mozzarella and it's melty, melty. And then we have the Parmesan and the chicken and the beautiful tips of our asparagus. It's gorgeous. So I hope you make this gorgeous pizza. And if you are having a pizza party, try something green, a little different, a little something different. I hope you become a subscriber. And remember, next week, I'll be doing a peach streusel galette just for you.